Hi, and welcome to another Multilingual Monday. Today's topic is centered on this question: is math the universal language? I know sometimes when we teach math, we think, oh, this is going to be the easy part for our English language learners because numbers are universal. But are they? Well, let's take a look at that today. I want you to look at this story problem and see if you can solve it. Take a minute, look at the problem. Look for any words that you know. Is it hard? What if I highlight the numbers? Is it any easier? The numbers are the same numbers that we use. But do you have any idea what this problem is asking you to do? You don't, because you don't know the language. What if I put it into Spanish? Now it might be a little bit easier because we can find some cognates, some words that look the same. I can look at problema and figure out that that means problem. I might be able to find, okay, centro comunitario. That kind of looks like community center. Local, okay, local community center. And I might be able to piece together some of what the story problem says. But then down here's my question: ¿Cuál es el ancho del sendero? If you don't speak Spanish, can you figure out what that's asking you to do? Even though you can see the numbers 20, 14, 192, it's still pretty hard. Now let's look at the problem in English. Suddenly, I can figure out what I'm being asked to do because I understand the language and the numbers, not just the numbers. So, really, even though we talk about math being universal, if the students don't understand the language around the numbers, it's not as easy as we think. So, when we teach math, we need to be conscious of the language we're using. We need to be able to teach vocabulary terms in a way that helps them make sense to our students by modeling. We may even need to include some pictures or some images of the items the story problem is talking about. If we're talking about a garden, maybe I show a picture of a garden and I'm tracing where it's talking about the width of the walkway or the length of the walkway so that they understand what I'm asking them to do. Because if they don't understand the words around the problem, the numbers 20, 14, and 192 really aren't going to mean anything to them, even if they know what those numbers are. Some other considerations too with math. We use decimal points and commas in a certain way. For example, this is the number 1000. I'm using a comma to separate the thousandths place and the hundredths place. Here I have 1 and 5/10, or 1.5. The decimal is here. Or here's a large number of money, $12,500.23. But did you know that the use of commas and decimal points are not universal? There are some countries who switch them. For example, when I was in Argentina, they used the decimal point where we would use a comma. So this is the number 1000. And they used a comma where we would use a decimal point. So this is 1 and 5/10. Or look here at this number, $12,500.23. That seems so different to us, but there are actually many countries who use that system. So, is math the universal language? No. And even as math teachers, we still need to be intentional about providing students with vocabulary, modeling, and understanding what math is like where they're from. Those are things to take into consideration when you're planning your math lesson.